Today we are starting a new lesson in computer, lesson number 7, database and DBMS and introduction. Database and DBMS and introduction. We'll be understanding what is a database and what is the use of DBMS. Now, a database is an organized collection of structured information or data, typically stored electronically in a computer system. This means that the data that we have, it can be music, it can be video, it can be notes, okay, all these data which are organized properly, okay, in a structured way, in a proper way. So all those data which are organized in a proper way, they are termed as database, which we store in computer system. Like you can see in the diagram, different files are stored in a proper way in the computer. So that is what a database is. Now, what is a DBMS? The full form of DBMS is Database Management System. Now, what DBMS does is it gets the information from the database and shares it with the user. Okay, or user can store the data using the DBMS. Now, this is a very important part of management of keeping records. It can be in a small basis like a small school or a big school, hospitals, colleges, railway stations, airports. All the informations are stored and used through DBMS. Now, when data is processed for some meaning, it becomes information. For example, we have two datas, 1 and 5. Okay, these are two datas. Now, if we put an addition sign in between, you see that it is being processed, right? 1 plus 5. Now, after it is processed, or when it is in a processed form, then it becomes an information, like 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. So when data is processed for some meaning, it becomes information, right? And that is stored in a computer systematically, and that's what we learned that database is, and the use of DBMS. Now, another example that I would like to give you here is attendance record. What do we have in attendance record? You have your name, you have your roll number, you have the dates, right? And your record of present and absence, like you can see on the screen, right? The records of present and absent. So this is a database, okay? You have the names, you have the roll numbers, you have dates and the days in which the student was present or absent. So attendance record is one of the example of database. Let's see what are the advantages of database. The first advantage is it is easy to retrieve. The data is easy to recover. Okay, it's quite easy, like you can see in the diagram. DBMS DBMS is used to recover or retrieve the data from the database easily, and it gives this information to the user so that the user can use it. Okay, and even user can store data through the DBMS. For example, in your mobile phone you save phone numbers, right? You keep a record of the data, and when you want to call someone, you quickly go to contacts, search for the name, and then you dial that number, right? Easy to recover. So this is one of the advantages of database. The second advantage is it reduces data redundancy. Data redundancy refers to duplication of data. Okay, whenever two similar names are written, a database automatically lets you know. So it reduces data redundancy, that is duplication of data. The third advantage of database is it reduces data inconsistency. Now I'll tell you what is inconsistency, okay, or inconsistent data. Like you can see on the picture, there are two people, same document, right, but different information. Same document but different information. It is just like when you are applying in a school, you have the same document but the informations are different, right? But database, it controls this inconsistency, so it lets you know that the error. So by this we know one of the third advantage here is that database reduces data inconsistency. The fourth advantage of database is that data can be easily shared. Okay, like you can see on your screen, the DBMS, the database management system, it helps to share the data of the teachers, students, or the staff in the school very easily. And the DBMS also helps to store the data of teachers, students, and staff in the database. Okay, that is what database is, a proper collection of data of teachers, students, and staff in this example. Okay, so data can be easily shared. The fifth advantage of database is manipulation of data is easy. That means if you want to use the data, or if you want to do some change, make some change in the data, that is what manipulation is. So manipulation of data is quite easy. Okay, now data manipulation, like for example, if you want to insert a new data, if you want to update the data which is already present, or if you want to delete a data. So manipulation of data is very easy in database. The sixth advantage of database is it has high data security. Okay, uh, anybody without permission cannot use these data. So this is a very important advantage of database. It has high data security. That means if the database is present in a school, okay, the database management system is very secured. Other people who do not belong or do not work in the school cannot access those data, right? So a high data security is a very nice advantage of database. Let's see some examples of database that is used every day. The first one is in schools, colleges, universities, right, to store the record of students. The second example is in big industries, or even in small industries, to store information about the workers, the money that is flowing in, and the expenses. The third example that we can see is in research, scientific research. Okay, it stores the information of scientific research activities. And there are many other places where database is used. Like I said in the beginning, that database and DBMS is used almost everywhere to keep the record of the data. Even at home sometimes, right, we keep the data. That means the groceries that we have bought or what is to be bought, all those information or data is kept properly so that we do not forget it and we can retrieve it easily. Let's understand different types of database. The first one is flat database. Okay, when we understand the word flat, flat refers to a single file. Okay, like you can see on the screen. Flat database is that database, that type of database where information is stored as single file in a tabular form like this, okay, in tables. So this kind of database is known as flat database. The second type of database is known as relational database. Relational, I hope you understand the meaning of relational. Right now, this type of database is a set of tables that contains data fitted into some predefined categories. That means we have different tables in this, and all these tables, the information of the tables are related or connected to each other, like you can see in the diagram, right? Those connecting lines are the relationship between the tables and the information present in the tables. Okay, so this is relational database, which is also known as RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. The third type of database is known as distributed database. By the word distributed, you should understand it is widely spread. Okay, so this distributed database is used in a networked environment. That means in a large environment, like you can see in the diagram, this database can be shared uh, to the workstations or the computers which is situated or placed in different continents or different countries, different cities, right? So this is what a distributed database is. It is used in a networked environment. I hope you have understood what I have taught you today. I want you to keep learning and study well.